Luxury watches are highly sought-after timepieces that can cost a small fortune, with some models reaching into the hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. However, the allure of owning a luxury watch has also led to a rise in counterfeit products flooding the market. Welcome to another episode of The Steady Ticker. Do you have a soft spot for watches? Subscribe now to The Steady Ticker and click the notification bell to keep posted on the latest news on different luxury watch brands and its industry. We create contents on trivias, intricacies, history and anything under the weather about luxury watch brands and their models. In this episode, we'll provide you with straightforward and easy-to-follow advice on identifying an authentic luxury watch, rather than falling for a fake. Tip number 1, check the overall look of the watch. When it comes to identifying whether a luxury watch is authentic or fake, there are several key factors to consider. One important element is the overall look of the watch itself. This means carefully inspecting the dial for any spelling errors, as well as checking that the letters are crisp and sharp in their appearance. If the logo on the watch face is not centered properly, this could also be a red flag that the watch is not authentic. In addition to these visual details, it's important to pay attention to the typefaces and engravings on the watch. These details can reveal a lot about the authenticity of the timepiece, so it's important to look closely and compare them to images of authentic luxury watches. Any inconsistencies or differences in the typefaces or engravings could be a sign that the watch is a fake. Tip number 2, check the material and finishing of the watch. Another key factor to consider when identifying counterfeit luxury watches is the material finishing and colour. Counterfeit watches often use lower quality materials and have less precise manufacturing, which can result in slight differences in colour and finishing from authentic luxury watches. For instance, the gold plating on a fake watch may have a duller or yellower appearance compared to genuine gold watches. Moreover, it is important to keep in mind that authentic luxury watches will have certain hallmarks that identify them as genuine. For example, gold watches should have a hallmark that confirms the carat weight of the gold used. This hallmark can usually be found on the watch's case or band. If the watch lacks these hallmarks or they look irregular, it may be a sign that it's a fake. It's also a good idea to have the watch tested to verify its authenticity. Many luxury watch brands have authorized service centers that can perform this type of testing for a fee. They will use specialized tools and techniques to examine the watch and determine whether it's genuine or not. Tip number 3, examine the weight and functionalities of the watch. The weight and functionality of a luxury watch are also important factors to consider when trying to distinguish a genuine product from a counterfeit one. In general, fake luxury watches are made with cheaper materials and therefore weigh less than their original ones. If you're familiar with the weight of the authentic watch, you can compare it with the weight of the watch you're considering buying. And if there's a significant difference in weight, it could be a sign that the watch is a fake. Another factor to consider is the functionality of the watch. Luxury watches are typically highly accurate and feature advanced mechanisms such as subdials and helium release valves. If these functions don't work or seem to be fake, it's a definite red flag that the watch is not authentic. For instance, if the subdials don't align correctly or the chronograph function doesn't work as expected, it's likely that the watch is a fake. It's also important to note that luxury watches undergo rigorous testing before they are sold, and they are built to withstand wear and tear. So if the watch feels flimsy or seems to be poorly constructed, it's likely that it's a fake. Tip number 4, examine the papers of the watch if it is available. Another important tip for identifying an authentic luxury watch is to examine the papers that come with it, if available. Luxury watches often come with paperwork, including an instruction manual, warranty card, and a certificate of authenticity. These papers can provide valuable information about the watch's origin and can help verify its authenticity. The instruction manual should include information on the watch's features and functions, as well as how to operate and care for it. The warranty card should provide details about the watch's warranty and after-sales service, including where to take the watch for repairs and how to contact the manufacturer. The certificate of authenticity is perhaps the most important document to examine. This certificate is typically issued by the manufacturer and includes information about the watch's model, serial number, and other identifying details. It may also include information about the watch's provenance and the materials used to make it. When examining the certificate of authenticity, look for any signs of irregularities or inconsistencies. Check that the serial number on the certificate matches the one on the watch. and look for any spelling or grammatical errors. If the certificate looks suspicious or lacks certain details, it may be a sign that the watch is a fake. It's also worth noting that not all luxury watches come with a certificate of authenticity, especially older or vintage models. In these cases, it's important to do additional research on the watch's origin and history to verify its authenticity. By carefully examining the paperwork that comes with the watch, you can gain valuable information about its origin and authenticity. This information can help you make an informed decision when purchasing a luxury watch and avoid falling prey to counterfeit products. Tip number 5. Examine the movement of the watch. The movement of a luxury watch is another important factor to consider when trying to determine its authenticity. The movement refers to the internal mechanism that powers the watch and keeps time. Genuine luxury watches are typically made with high-quality movements and are finely crafted, while fake watches often have low-quality movements that may not keep accurate time or function properly. There are two main types of movements in luxury watches: quartz and mechanical. Quartz movements are battery-powered and use a crystal oscillator to keep time. Mechanical movements, on the other hand, are powered by a spring and rely on a series of gears and other components to keep time. When examining the movement of a luxury watch, look for signs of quality craftsmanship and attention to detail. In mechanical movements, for example, look for well-finished components that are free from burrs or other imperfections. In quartz movements, look for a smooth and consistent ticking motion. It's also worth noting that some luxury watches may have transparent casebacks, which allow you to see the movement inside. If possible, examine the movement through the caseback to look for signs of quality and authenticity. When examining the movement of a luxury watch, it's important to note that not all watches have transparent casebacks. Additionally, opening the watch yourself to examine the movement can cause damage or void the warranty. Therefore, in some cases, it may be necessary to have the watch inspected by a professional watchmaker to verify its authenticity and movement quality. By taking the time to carefully examine the movement, you can gain valuable insights into the watch's quality and authenticity, which can help ensure that you're making an informed decision when purchasing a luxury watch. And our last tip, check the luminescence of the watch's dial. The luminescence of a luxury watch's dial is an important factor to consider when determining its authenticity. Luminescence refers to the ability of the watch's markers and hands to glow in the dark, typically after being exposed to light. The type and quality of luminescent material used can vary depending on the watch's age, brand, and model. For example, older luxury watches may have used a radioactive material called tritium to provide luminescence, while newer watches may use a non-radioactive material like superluminova. Additionally, some luxury watches may have different colors or levels of brightness for their luminescent markers and hands. When examining the luminescence of a luxury watch, it's important to consider its age and the materials used. If the luminescent material on the watch's dial appears to be too bright or too dim compared to its age, it may be a sign that the watch is a fake. Additionally, if the luminescence fades quickly or does not glow uniformly, it may indicate that the watch is not authentic. It's worth noting that examining the luminescence of a luxury watch may require some expertise and specialized equipment, as the brightness and color of the luminescent material can be difficult to assess with the naked eye. If you're unsure about the authenticity of a luxury watch based on its luminescence, it may be necessary to have it inspected by a professional watchmaker or expert in the field. By taking the time to carefully inspect a luxury watch before making a purchase, consumers can ensure that they are investing in a high-quality, authentic timepiece. Remember, a luxury watch is not just a status symbol, it is also an investment, and it's important to protect that investment by only purchasing from reputable sources and dealers. Have you encountered a fake luxury watch? Share with us in the comments below your other observed signs that a luxury watch is a counterfeit. Want to hear more about watches? Hit the subscribe button below to support the Steady Ticker channel and click the notification bell to instantly know about our new videos on luxury watches. See you in the next one.